Greetings, Divine Ones. Ebony Shalom here. So I thought I would come on today. Just getting comfortable. Sorry, probably should have done that prior to. I'm coming on and I'm interested to know about the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine energies, and if there has been any shifts since we last got a bit of an update. So for anybody that isn't really accustomed to delving into these energies, we are all made up of divine feminine and divine masculine energies, which creates a balance within us when we are stabilized and have that balance of those energies being expressed from us and running through us. So it's our job to really understand ourselves and bring ourselves back into balance, essentially, through the expression of self. Now, everybody's going to express things differently. That's individually, we have those different expressions to create a beautiful world. It would be very boring if we were all the same. However, like that balance of divine masculine and divine feminine does have a lot of similarities within the expressions of it. And as an Earthrealm collective, meaning a majority of people that are associated with the energies and mindfully working on them, they should be able to relate to some of the information that comes out and resonate with some of the information that is shared through these channelings. So without further ado, let's check in, shall we? I don't know if that made sense or not, by the way. I haven't probably grounded myself. Let me take a moment. Okay. So just taking myself up to the void. When I go up to the void, I actually see myself in space. And I've probably said this before. I'm up there and I'm laying down and I can see myself as a hologram. So that hologram to me looks like a grid body, essentially. And I can see through it, but it's me. I'm laying down and I'm also standing behind myself up at the crown to assist myself in drawing through the necessary messages and also gain a bird's eye view of what is going on in my energetic system. So before I do these channelings, I like to clear out my system and just make sure there's not going to be any distortions within the readings. And I do that by starting at the crown and pushing down the energy through that hologram. And if there are any distortions, the energy will move differently. It will look different. It will feel different. So we're just pushing that all the way down, and I'm looking, it's fine. We're fine in the third eye, fine in the throat. We have the upper heart center revealing itself tonight, which is nice. This is all about compassion. Usually I just focus on the 7 main chakras, but every now and then there's other centers that will come to light. So we'll just acknowledge that one there. There's obviously some messages to come through that, which is interesting. We've already got a little bit of a hint, potentially, of some shifts that are taking place within that Earthrealm collective in regards to the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine energies. So just checking the heart portal. Now, I've definitely been feeling something in the heart portal. I actually thought I was going to have a heart attack or something. There's these pains, and I don't know if it's because I've been wearing my hematite. Hematite is a very grounding stone, but I feel like anything that's deep within the heart center may be being pulled to the surface. And collectively, that's for me personally, and then collectively, what is happening, or what I could sense, was that there's some really dense energies that have been stuck in the collective heart space that are shifting out due to the ascension of the earth and the shift of her frequency. This is really deeply embedded stuff that the collective has been holding on to, and I feel like it's shifting. I feel like there's been enough pathways created for those energies to shift out. And obviously this could actually be related to, you know what, because we've all of us have been getting upgrades in our crown portals over the last few weeks. That could potentially be why the heart center is starting to shift that density, because when we're open in the crown, we start opening and expanding the way that we view things and seeing things from a different perspective. Now, if this is the case, this is going to have a knock-on effect in the heart center. So that kind of makes sense. As I'm speaking, I'm seeing that sort of unfolding. So I'm just having a look now in the solar plexus, which we're good, and the sacral. Beautiful. And the root. Beautiful. So we're just going to make sure that column of ascension is connected. I can feel myself connecting in now. Okay. So the question that we want to ask is, what shifts have been occurring in the Earthrealm collective, or even Earthrealm collective and beyond, in regards to the divine masculine and divine feminine energies? We all have them in us, and some of us are fortunate enough, maybe some would say it's unfortunate, but fortunate enough to have the experience of divine counterparts, twin flames, come together in this lifetime. And I would never have actually believed those sorts of things in the past. I thought it was all just very new age stuff, but have experienced some very bizarre things that can't be explained. They're not of this world, and because of the work I do, I have to take it serious, and have been taken on a journey into myself, and really have been able to understand the unique balance that these counterparts create in themselves, but also collectively, and as souls that resonate so deeply with each other and create ripples of change. It's been quite an amazing experience. I'm sure many will understand what I'm talking about as well. Okay, so starting at the crown, what information can we know about, please? I feel like there's some angelic, I'm seeing there are angelic supports. I'm hearing Raphael. Is there a Benjamin or a Benedict? I don't really study stuff, so the information that I get will be raw. So if it's not pronounced right, or if it's not someone that we know, we just look it up essentially, and we look up like what reference it has. Yeah, my brain doesn't work in a way where I retain information. I'm very much an experienced person. If I experience things, I remember things. If somebody tells me something, it's more than likely going to go in one ear and out the other, not because that I'm not listening. It's just that I find it really hard to, unless I'm repeatedly doing something, which doesn't generally happen either, it doesn't store in my brain. I have to experience things, touch it, taste it, smell it, all that sort of stuff, or experience it in some way or form in my senses to understand things. So that's just me. So the messages, if anyone wants to have a look up, Raphael and Benedict or Benjamin, these are the names. And I saw an angelic. Now I know that angels, and I know that angels can take on different forms, and so it felt like a very angelic, and the colors of this figure are showing me that there were angels. So these particular angels are assisting the Earthrealm collective and the balancing of the divine energies, the divine essences, helping to rebalance us here on Earth. Now, what is the importance of this rebalance? When we come back into a balanced state, we are operating from a more natural state of being, something that we've been thrown out of. So a more natural state of being allows us to feel free and also reclaim our sovereignty. So when we are in our sovereignty, we're able to express freely. And so the aim for everyone, whether or not you want to call it divine masculine, divine feminine energies within us, is to just re-stabilize ourselves and come back into a natural state of being, which connects us with that divine essence and allows for the free flow of energy and the true expression of self, which means we're giving everyone, and including ourselves, first and foremost, the best version of self. And so if we want to name the energies, they are known as divine masculine, divine feminine. We're being supported with this stabilization process and creating new pathways and new pieces of the new earth grid are coming together through the stabilization of these energies. So we want to thank the angels here. And so the divine realms will often, more than likely, come through the crown center. It's the most high vibrating center, and it gives us access to really high vibrational dimensions and contact with those really high vibrational beings and energies. And we can receive the energies there. It moves a lot faster, the energy feels a lot faster, it's a lot lighter. So you'll notice probably as I come down through the different centers, by the time I get to the root, I'm a lot slower, and I'm like, yeah, things change because of the energy that's being felt. Okay. So are there any messages from the divine realms here, from these angelic supports? Okay, I'm just going to go with what I'm hearing. So your ability to process the energies of love at this time are being supported by the angelic realms, the angels that you call in. We are here to guide you and the divine energies through to Earthrealm, assisting you in understanding your choices and elevating your energy so that you can see your choices. So those that have been feeling stuck in situations, not knowing how to get out of those situations, if you've all of a sudden felt like you can see the light, or there's a way out, and I feel like it's like all of a sudden, after a long period of time, or after enduring certain things, by you calling out for assistance, you're calling in these angelic beings that are literally sending you this divine light, which is allowing for you to see the opportunities or the pathways forward so that you can become unstuck. And so because we are talking about these divine counterparts and the divine energy within us, I would say that there has been a shift amongst the collective in the surrender process and calling in guidance. So that usually happens when things become unbearable and you don't want to be in the situation anymore. So firstly, well done everyone that's got to the point where they're just surrendering and also calling in for assistance, because that's what our guides are there to do. They're there to assist us, but they will not interfere with your life and your life's choices, because that would be messing with your free will. But when you call them in and ask for guidance, ask to be shown how to do things, or which choice, or where do I turn, or how do I get out, or whatever the question is to them, where they can step in and assist and guide you, they will, if it is in your best interest and the interest of the collective. You've got to call from your heart. And so this is where a lot of people will go, well, they stop believing. Actually, they stop believing because they call for help, and they will either expect help in like the physical sense, like they want a knight in shining armor, or they want somebody to come and literally help them. But a lot of the assistance that we get will be through that slight nudge in the right direction. It's kind of like that knowing inside that I've got to do this, I've got to take this action now. You don't know how you know, but it's just that guidance that comes from within. It strengthens the essence, the divine essence within you through this crown center, so you get that knowing. And it also comes down into the heart, which allows us to feel that knowing. And if your other centers are open as well, you will receive the knowing in different ways. Okay, so if your third eye is open, so the information, that energy, that divine essence is coming down through the crown. If you've got a third eye open, then it's going to express out that portal as through, it might be through a dream, it might be through telepathy, it might be through an instinctual feel. Okay, this is where we use our clair abilities. And so whatever your abilities are, it will be amplified through divine guidance. And so you might not see the divine guidance that you're actually receiving, but you will feel it or sense it through your clair abilities as that energy comes through. Now, when it hits our throat, the way that that divine energy expresses might be through a shift in our own consciousness. It might be a shift in the way that we express our thoughts, verbalize our thoughts, feel different music. This is an expression center. So it's not just used for our voice, it's used for the way that we speak to ourselves, the way that our inner workings in our mind actually process things. And so when that divine essence comes through, it can help elevate our thoughts and help us see things from a different perspective, so that we can then express what we're thinking and feeling and actually take action from a different point of view. So each of the centers, when they have this divine guidance supporting them, will express for everyone differently depending on their soul journey and their abilities, innate abilities, and their level of consciousness and understanding of self, essentially. So then by the time it gets down into the heart, there are a number of ways that this divine essence is going to assist us. It can assist us in clearing out any of the distortions that have been laying there. And I feel like this is when, before we started the session, those pains, because of that crown opening for everyone in the collective, that pain is really shifting because of this divine guidance at this time that we are receiving. So it's not just one or two or three of these angelic beings that are assisting us, but they are assisting this particular collective, and beside them and around them, there is a whole team supporting Earthrealm collectives, and you might be a part of many of the collectives. The collectives is just, it's just a word used to associate individuals that are resonating deeply with each other and on a certain collective path, right? It's essentially like a football team or something like this, right? So by the time that divine essence comes to our heart, it may be clearing out stuff. It may allow us to feel things more intensely. It may activate certain abilities and a whole heap of compassion. We're coming back to here. So I feel like there has been a shift in the collective consciousness amongst this specific collective, and there is more compassion being felt. And this is because of that divine support that we're receiving, and it's traveled down into the heart space and allowed for that density to start moving out, and for more compassion to be felt in that heart space. And so we're sort of activating this higher heart center. There's so many things going on here. So I don't know if you can feel or hear what I'm saying, but all at one time we're getting hit with this activation, the heart activation, and the higher heart activation. It's all kind of simultaneously shifting out and also amplifying the goodness, the divine essence that's within each of us. So there's massive shifts going on here. So let's come back. I'm just going to breathe that energy through. So I'm just going to say thank you for that guidance and ask if there are any other messages. I just feel like the recognition of everybody that is collectively creating change within themselves is being applauded and congratulated. The angelic realms are able to collectively support, because of this higher vibration that's being held amongst the Earth realm collective and anchored into the earth. They are able to reach a large number of individuals through the resonance that they're sending through, because of the efforts that everybody who is consciously preparing and assisting the ascension process. So they want us to acknowledge our efforts, and they want to acknowledge our efforts and let you know that team. It's like teamwork. Yes. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. So thank you. So I'm just being told to let you know as well that the divine realms are open for you to engage with. So you can literally make contact with your spiritual guides and loved ones past, either through the conscious choice to, or through the astral realms. We've had a massive shift in our abilities. We've opened up like a gateway to the astral realms. Lots of people can consciously go into those astral realms, and there's been a lot of people that have had dormant DNA strands because they've been doing other work, but now these strands are activating. So I've also seen that in the last couple of months as well. You can speak to them at any time. And once you attune yourself to these realms, they become available all the time. You don't have to sit in meditation for hours on end. It's a matter of just attuning your energy to that frequency. And you do that by clearing out your thoughts and aligning your energy centers. Clear out as much density as you can. And once starting at the heart, because your heart, once your heart activates, it will actually send out a ripple effect through all of your energy centers. And when you have an open heart and an open crown and can align your heart and your thoughts, right, to express the truth of who you are, that's when you actually can create that column of ascension naturally and activate all of those energy centers in Earthrealm side. Now, if you've got a divine blueprint activation, you've activated all the energy centers that side. It becomes a lot easier to activate this side, and it's a matter of actually just nurturing these centers rather than having to activate them, because essentially you activate them through that divine blueprint process. But as we move through our human experiences here in Earthrealm, we actually naturally, as we evolve, open up these energy centers, which activates the gateways into the dimensions of self. And if we keep our mind open, we will get to explore and see things through different perspectives, which is called a multidimensional version of self. Okay, so it means that we are able to see things through different perspectives. We are able to understand the perspectives of others. And we're also able to shift from our emotional state of being, where we quite often can become stuck in this lower vibrational version of self and the emotional experience of the human life. And a lot of us will stay here. But when we have our energy centers or our portals open and activated in Earthrealm, it is a lot easier to shift from that emotion and process it and actually elevate and go, well, that experience has taught me this, and now I'm a lot wiser to this, and I'm a lot more grateful for that experience, even though it was crappy and it was like horrible at the time and horrifying. I now have this wisdom. And so this is where we have had an experience, but we're able to become an observer of it and extract positive aspects, or I call it silver lining. There's silver lining to everything, usually when we get on the other side of the processing. Okay, so it's important to process the energies so that they don't clog up these energy systems. And so my teachings with the quantum energetics all comes back to, yes, divine blueprint is part of it, but the foundation of quantum energetic self-mastery all stems from being able to master our energy and understand our energetic blueprint and the nature of self as an energetic being, something that they've omitted from our education, something that should be a standard in our education, because the true nature of self is that of an energetic being. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So why haven't we just been taught about our energetic self? I'll leave that with you. So essentially, I am here to assist in correcting the education that the education system that we haven't been taught. big call, I know, but I'm not going to play small anymore, because it's really important that you understand yourself as an energetic in nature, and how to utilize the energies here in Earth realm through the expression of self in your physical being. And when you can do that, you are going to be tapping into that magnificence that's within you, your soul DNA. You start activating all those different strands that have been laying dormant within you and that make you you. You return to this natural state of being and balance out this divine feminine and divine masculine energy naturally. And you become a force that can create change and change the world as we know it. Yeah, essentially. So I want you to understand how to utilize this energy. Because if I can tap into it and understand it naturally, then that means that everyone else can. And it's really easy to understand once you understand yourself as an energetic being. That's it. So anyway, let's continue. I don't know where that came from. That was like a really big spill. It's one of those Ebbs rants. Okay. Yes. So, all right. So that was part of the my throat chakra being opened. My third. All right. So now we're just.